August 23, 2021. I was told, say like this to my people. Laodicea opened the road so much that now that God makes it narrower and narrower, the human being rebels. Ellen G. White said, "It is very, very difficult for the one who bears rebellion to turn back. That is why Lucifer was not returned to his position when he supposedly repented." The rebellious openly draws out his virus and infects everyone who has a spirit of nonconformity, a weak immune system, spiritually speaking. When the entire host of Israel left Egypt, of those adults, only Joshua and Caleb, of this category, remained in the norm of the eternal and entered the promised land. God told Ellen G. White, through the inconvenient vision, that after the storm all the leaders were going to disappear and that he would place, to lead his people, chosen by him. God prepared a people for these phases in front of us. Many boast that their self was crucified on the cross with Christ, but when the norm rises in front of them, if it is not convenient and pleasing to them, they resist it. Through pride, the human being enters enchanted ground and fights to remain in it, some openly, and others underhanded. Sad condition that of the human being. That, due to the spawn of pride in his heart, which exalts his latent self, taking care of and venerating it, he does not realize that this will lead him, with everything, and knowledge of the scriptures, to perdition. Did Cain understand what God was asking of him? The prerogative, freedom, of the human places him in positions, or status, that are humanly conferred without taking into account, many times, the divine will. Just as Eve, living on holy ground, disobeyed God's order, not to go through the garden alone, being warned of the rebellion in heaven, and ventured, this, which according to her was defenseless in her understanding, caused nefarious consequences until today. Just as it was a simple test for them, not to eat the fruit of a tree, when they had so many others at their disposal, like this, that the man who officiates before God be pure under the standards of God, to baptize and anoint, it is only a prohibition, like the one in the Garden of Eden, in the vast work that exists in the vineyard of the eternal. But, as in the past, the enemy knocks on the door and declaims, God is unfair. He knows well that your eyes will be opened and you will have great benefits and you will rub shoulders with renowned men. And, like this, he entwines the human heart and convinces him to be on the right path with the right that corresponds to him. Like this he has done with the woman, he has conferred her positions that have never been granted to her and he made her disdain what was her real duty. Korah was chosen by God, and even so, his heart aspired to what did not correspond to him by divine mandate. But, according to him and his followers, Korah was right. His followers were not just any person, they were princes in the hosts of Israel. Leaders, in their sphere, in the flock, renowned men were the ones who did chorus to him there, around Moses and those that God had chosen, they did chorus with Korah, around them. But we know the end of those who emboldened themselves against the dictates of the Eternal and his chosen ones, sad was that end. And although the people witnessed the divine displeasure that day, the day after this occurred, those who still had seeds of incredulity in their hearts complained to Moses that he had killed the holy people. Such is the blindness of the mortal who plays being God and does not even know what will happen to him within an hour. We must wake up from the satanic spell and follow in the footsteps of the teacher once and forever. And only like this can we be protected from the snares of the enemy. God grant that we can understand. May the Eternal bless us.